Be advised, mature content ahead. This podcast is brought to you ad-free thanks to the Legion of Demons at patreon.com/NOTLP. If you like what you hear, there's much more at patreon.com/NOTLP. Join the Legion. That's patreon.com/NOTLP. And now the show.
How do you do? Just a word of friendly warning. I think it will thrill you. It may shock you. It might even horrify you. So if any of you feel that you do not care to subject your nerves to such a strain, now is your chance to, well, we've warned you.
Hey, go folk yourself.
What'd you say to me? What you say?
So we're doing
folked up.
We're doing folk horror. It's Andy's idea to name the theme "Go Folk Yourself" because he has a darkness in him.
I like it.
And we'll be talking about the Russian witch movie from 1967, V, which was originally recommended to us by Paul Gauthier. Thank you, sir. And Amy will review the Vampires versus the Bronx for Straight-to-Video Russian Roulette. We're a day late. Are we $1 short?
No.
Got $1.
I'm about even.
Yeah.
I need $1.
I'm $1 even.
You're Freddy.
I'm Freddy.
There you are.
I'm Amy.
Yep, you are indeed.
That's Andy.
Oh, okay. Hi.
He's here.
I'm looking for my $1.
Oh, yeah.
This is the first time
Where
we've
is
done
it?
this.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the beautiful Kelley.
Thank you. Thank you for
so beautiful.
acknowledging me.
He's more than a face, Amy.
I know. It's
I'm
more
also
than a pretty
microphone
face.
stand.
Yeah.
A jock. Nerd.
He's the whole Breakfast Club.
A dweeby.
A dweeby.
A blood.
So how are we all?
I'm sad. Isn't everybody a little sad right now? And some of us are like crippled, like suffering from crippling depression.
I think it's going to be a very rough 24 hours.
Yeah.
I am feeling anxious.
Yes.
Sad I'm not. Anxious I for sure am.
I'm hopeful. That's kind of a new thing.
Yeah, I think I just had a shit week, maybe. And I know I have very close friends out there that are hurting. And I know it's a lot of you. And it hurts me that you're hurting. But I just hope that this goofy shit we're doing tonight brings you a tiny modicum of joy.
One modicum.
Just one modicum.
One modicum. You guys mean the world to us. Especially,
Beelzebubs get 2 modicums.
You get 2 modicums. Patreon.com/NOTLP. We were just
That's
having
where
a little.
you get your modicums from this
Modikai.
show.
We were figuring out our
I didn't
whole.
mean to interrupt your heartfelt thing.
Oh no, that's okay. I was I'm turning it towards the capitalist, soulless side of it now.
Yeah.
But we had a little meeting about merchandising because that's part of what supports what we're doing here through Patreon, and we've handed the reins over to them to handle our merchandising instead of doing all that work ourselves because that's time taken away from doing this fun stuff.
Right.
And so we got to figure all that stuff out. So changes are coming, but I will be in contact with you all about that.
They're modicuming.
They're modicuming.
Oh, I'm modicuming.
Did you guys see the university that has the initials for the university are CUM, and they've got like merchandise they sell, and apparently it broke the internet a couple of days ago where like one of them said like "Cum Dad" on the ball cap and stuff like that.
Well, that stuff's gonna sell out.
Yeah, like so that university is never gonna hurt.
It's so ironic too, since their team is called the Guzzlers.
Go Guzzlers!
They're from an oil state,
Yeah, it's a big. Their mascot is a huge car.
Yeah,
but it's got.
I like.
Anyway,
I like to.
I'm gonna stop there.
I'd love to see him at halftime. He's like very interactive with the fans. Just
Come, Dad.
spray,
Yeah.
Yeah, sprays people with stuff.
That's gross.
Just think about
It's
it.
the cum guzzler.
That was my favorite snack growing up, the cum guzzlers.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. It's
you guys are disgusting.
university apparel from. Hold on, I'm finding out exactly
this
for
is
you.
fun.
Concordia University of Michigan,
Oh, see.
and they've got shirts that say like "I love cum."
Somebody, they knew. They had to
Somebody
know.
knew.
And they
They
were
had
like,
to.
this is going to make it more, this is going to make us sell more.
I like to think that a board of uptight old folks was misled
Yeah.
by like a young whippersnapper to get these made so they could raise money to save the old theater.
You can get a red hat that just says "cum" on it,
Yeah, I'd like to.
and then
now.
they have another one that says "Cum Cheer Dad." They have one that says "Cum Wrestling," and then they have a face mask that's white, red letters says "Cum Catcher."
Oh,
They're the Cardinals. Their mascot's the Cardinals.
no, it's a guzzler.
Yeah.
That's great.
You think they're a Christian university?
I don't know.
We can only hope. Concordia. That sounds vaguely Catholic.
It's a Lutheran school.
Oh,
The Lutherans are
that's
cool,
perfect.
right? Like
I don't know.
They love cum.
well, who doesn't?
So that's a little bit of lightness for you. There.
There's some cum for you to make you chuckle and laugh.
So cool.
Mm-hmm.
What else we got going on? We just recorded our introduction
117 from
to
2008.
117.
Sorry, I'm still thinking about cum.
Yeah, aren't we all?
That's okay.
My mind's drifting to cum.
Sure, as it would. So we just recorded the intro for 117. Back in 2008, we were recording after the election. Today we are doing it right before.
I like
Yeah.
how these lined up.
Yeah.
It is interesting. I watched the new Borat movie. Alyssa and I
you
watched the new
did?
Borat. Yeah.
Subsequent movie film.
What'd you
It was
think?
good.
Now,
I
this was your
really liked
first
it.
experience with Borat, right? Like you.
This is my first Borat experience, and I haven't gone back to the original yet.
Oh, you.
So I went in. I went front first.
Yeah, you did.
So you enjoyed it? You said.
Yeah, I loved it. I thought it was weirdly sweet.
Well, yeah. The first movie is not that. The first movie is a lot edgier, if you can imagine.
I can. Yeah,
But the second movie is really good, right? It did have like a
Yeah.
heart, and that
it did.
threw me for a loop.
So what do you think Giuliani was doing?
Oh, exactly what he was doing. That we
Yeah.
all know what he was doing.
He's like, I'm tucking in my shirt, but I'm also
Yeah.
making sure my boner
I
is
don't
in an
think that-
advantageous position.
No, I don't think he was tucking anything in. I think he was untucking
He was untucking.
his dick.
Yeah.
A question about that, like, does that work for him? You think? Like,
Well, I think he just thought that I think he thought it was a given. Part of me, he's the kind of guy, I think, that if a woman is just normal, friendly, I think he thinks that someone has sent him a prostitute. He had that feel, that whole thing had a feel where he thought that the interview is just a precursor to basically what was being presented as happening. You know what I mean? I think in a weird way, he just expected that.
I mean,
was
yeah,
what
because
was-
she's clearly not a sex worker. She's presented to him as a journalist.
right.
So
But
I'm
to
wondering,
him-
like, how many times? I'm sure this is
How many
true of
times
men in power.
Did Jeffrey Epstein get him underage prostitutes that were pretending to interview him?
Well, who knows that? Maybe that's the trigger.
But it was the setup that he's being interviewed, right?
Yeah.
So he was going to do that in full view of cameras.
Well, he didn't know that there was a camera in the bedroom, which is where
Right.
this
Yeah.
thing happened.
Oh, the camera was in the bedroom. Oh,
Well,
And
they were in a hotel.
so was Borat. He was in the closet the whole time.
Yeah.
That was shocking on so many levels, from the access they got to him
Yeah.
to the things he did in that little video. If you have Prime, you should watch the second Borat movie, just even if you're not a fan of Borat, because it's just an interesting
Yeah.
movie.
So does he say "my wife" at all in the movie?
He does
He does.
once, and it's great. It's everything you hope for.
Does he just open the movie with my wife just to get out?
Yeah,
the
he
way?
just looks in the camera and goes, "My wife."
And he says, "Are we done here with that?"
Instead of the roaring MGM lion, his head pops out and he's like, "My wife."
That's the beginning of all new movies now.
Yep. That'd be awesome. In Origins, we talked about Stuck, Hannibal Holocaust, and Silent Hill Homecoming, in case anyone was
Hannibal
curious.
Holocaust?
Did I?
Hannibal Holocaust.
I may have. I meant to say Cannibal Holocaust. Holly Oxenfree.
Ain't no Cannibal Holocaust girl.
Nope.
This shit is bananas.
So, yeah, that's available to our patrons. What else we got, guys?
What, were you mining for juicy gossip?
I just want to...
I want heat. We don't have heat right now. Our 42-year-old furnace died.
Yeah.
We got it replaced with a new furnace.
It's a year younger than me.
Yeah.
I know, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Isn't that? It was all pea green and stuff on the outside. It looked like it was from the Brady
Me
Bunch's
too.
house.
Mm-hmm.
And you're also pea green.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that
Think
age.
of that as avocado.
No, he pees green.
Avocado.
He pees green.
Which is making a comeback, by the way. My understanding
I love
is
it.
like, yeah, it's kind of a cozy look.
I don't hate it.
Like I would get a refrigerator in like an avocado color or
A mustard.
a stand mixer. But the thing is, like, they installed the furnace Friday, and we've had them out twice since then because it keeps quitting on us for who knows what reasons. But
That's those new furnaces for you. They have no work ethic.
they don't. Not like old
quit.
furnaces.
You gotta treat it right.
I've been very nice to it. I told it was very
You want to
pretty.
keep your furnace, you gotta treat it right.
I told it can have summer Fridays.
All
It can
these
work from
millennial
home.
furnaces.
I
You're so
told it
entitled.
we'll get it a pinball machine for the office. Like I'm trying to keep this millennial furnace.
right.
Yeah.
It's
More a Gen Z.
Yeah, you gotta give him all the snacks he wants, like
Yeah.
Pirate's Booty. Do you have that for him?
It's been making all these TikToks, and I'm like, can you just work?
Like, get off my back, man.
It's gone through an obscene amount of K-cups.
And that fucking thing
capitalist
said,
pig.
"Okay, boomer." And I'm like, listen, I am Gen X, you motherfucker. I might even be a millennial in some people's estimations. And then I left the room, and I was like, don't talk to your furnace like that. It doesn't know. It doesn't know.
But real talk,
on some level.
it's cold.
Yeah.
Real talk, it is cold.
Real talk.
Our house is old, and every time we try to do anything to our house, something goes haywire. But this time it's someone else's problem because we actually had a professional do it. Because I'm not about to try to put my own furnace in. That's
Who
crazy.
does that?
So it's old and cold.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That rhymes.
it's old and cold.
It's low and slow.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So anything else for
We've been-
the Topsy?
I hope everybody had a nice Halloween, even though it was very different this year.
Yeah.
I instead of handing out candy, I set up a table in front of the driveway and just put out the candy and put a sign out that says "Please take one." And within the first 5 minutes, these kids came by and took more than one.
How many did they take?
Multiples.
All of them.
I mean, was it an egregious amount? Did they dump the, like,
It's
most
more
of the
than
bowl in their
one.
bag?
Yeah. Yes, I was watching from my window like a
Like a
like an
Karen.
old person. Like
Did
an
you
old
have
person.
binoculars? I like to think you have binoculars and a bullhorn.
And they knocked some candy off because they were in such a rush to like sweep all the candy in their bag.
Oh boy!
And I ran out.
Did you?
I had my
Do you have your
Well, I
rollers in
was-
your hair and a robe on?
had my my rolling pin
Yeah.
and my green face mask.
Yes.
No, but I threw a jacket on and I ran out and I said, "It says take one," and they just kept walking.
Oh, they didn't run. I like the idea of them like bolting at that point. You should have caught up with them as they go to house and just heckled them the rest of the night.
Oh, like in that John Cusack movie, Better Off Dead, just like $2.
Yeah,
I just like, you should have taken one.
exactly. that.
It kind of broke my heart a little bit because I thought
you could trust the kids during COVID.
Yes, and they were literally the first group that came by, and they're fucking it up for all the subsequent kids.
Their brains aren't formed.
Yeah, I know they're kids, and kids can't really think clearly.
No, I'm not saying it makes it okay. I'm just saying,
especially in the face of Candy. Yeah.
So I have a question about that. Like, did you have subsequent kids?
Yes. Well, I left like 20 minutes later to hang out with you guys.
Right.
Thank you so much. But my sister said by the end of the night that all the candy was gone, and I don't know how long it lasted, but it would have lasted longer if those kids didn't take more than they're allotted share.
If it hadn't been for those meddling kids.
Wait, so did you see any good costumes? Because we saw no children.
We never do.
And this year we didn't even try to give out candy. We set up in the back, and we had our little get together, our socially distanced movie night where we watched what did we watch?
Beetlejuice.
We watched Beetlejuice. That's right. And then after Mike left, we watched Blood Diner, which Andy had never seen.
I had never seen.
And Amy had never seen.
And my mother had never seen.
I've never seen Blood Diner.
You've never seen it's one of the most fun 80s I don't even know what to call it exactly. It's gonzo. It's a lady filmmaker, which was a big deal back then, that a woman made this particular kind of movie because it's trauma-esque.
Yeah.
It's actually
it's real trashy.
It has this moment where you think it's like, you could have given me this much and I would have been happy, but then they give you this much more.
Oh.
Kelley, it has 80s titties and long vaginas.
Oh, exciting.
I know how much we love that. So
yeah,
we need to do a show on Blood Diner at some point.
They were bouncing up and down.
I'm into that.
We used to rent this movie over and over again.
It's bonkers.
It's scary how much money we spent on Blood Diner. I think I started watching this movie probably the first time I saw it was 14 or 15. And then
I might have been too young.
And then we we were hooked on it.
Very formative for your sexuality, I'm sure.
There was Blood Diner. There was The Video Dead was another one. We almost always had these same movies. And then I think there was one called Microwave Massacre 2. Not 2 as a sequel, but just called Microwave Massacre. It's pretty bad, but fun. But Blood Diner, I think, is the king of that particular genre.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I was tickled pink.
Yeah.
And then you guys watched Blood Diamond.
Very morose movie.
Yes.
For a change of pace. I watched the for Halloween after we watched the feature for today, V, and then we watched the Creep Show animated thing on Shudder, which Andy also watched, and it was not bad. Now the animation is whatever. It was more of a motion comic kind of thing, but the art was really good, I thought, and they did a good job. I thought adapting a Stephen King and a Joe Hill story. So, but Andy was right about tweeting from the Circus of the Dead, or twittering from the Circus of the Dead, which is the Joe Hill one. The way they wrote the exposition it's not really like how the story was written, as far as I remember, and it is a bit of a. It's a bit much, but
yeah. The voice acting on both episodes was really good, though.
Yeah, voice acting is great. Kiefer Sutherland is the survivor type, for those of you who are Stephen King fans, is one of the stories, which is really a gruesome story anyway. So anyway, it's fine. It was actually pretty. I mean, if you're basing it on any kind of animation, don't. It's really very, very little animating, but the art is good. And the voice acting is good. So go into it with that. And if you're a fan of those two writers,
if you, I got from my public library, Joe Hill's latest, graphic novel, which I'm pulling up right now. It's The Dollhouse. Remember the Dollhouse, segment from the first Creep Show, TV series? It was really good. There's this, and I assume this is connected to it, although it is very different from what they showed on the show. It's called The Dollhouse Family. And what it is, and I'm not sure like how this works, but Joe Hill is kind of almost functioning like a producer of these graphic novels where he's bringing in talent. So this is actually written by Mike Carey, Peter Gross, and Vince Locke. And it's DC. It's an imprint on DC called Hill House, which is horror comics. And so far I've read Basketful of Heads, which was really good. And this is excellent. The Dollhouse Family. It's the first 6 issues collected. Like I said, you can read it for free on Hoopla.
Well, I will hoopla the shit out of that.
You should.
I will.
Hoopla.
Hoopla.
This is we're very low key tonight, aren't we?
Well, I mean, it's a weird time. We've had a lot of felt like news and chaos and over the last few days.
And personal chaos.
That's what I was referring to.
Yeah.
So
the world's chaotic.
The world's chaotic and it's seeping into my life.
Yeah. Kids are taking more candy than they should.
It's out of control. Cats and
Other things
dogs.
are happening, but that's mostly the big issue of my life.
Yeah.
All right. You guys want to move on and talk about horror films?
Let's move on.
All right.
Let's move on.
We're going to move.
Hello, boys and girls. It's time for Straight-to-Video Russian Roulette.
What's poppin', y'all? It's your girl Gloria coming at you live. If you see a kid that's riding a bike 2 sizes too big for him, that's his little man trying to save the neighborhood. And speaking of saving the neighborhood, what's up with all these missing person flyers?
Yo, check out the courthouse.
They're turning it into apartments?
Y'all know how this starts. Them white people with canvas bags, that's always the first sign.
Hey, what you doing down here, bro?
It's too late to fight back now. We are going to wipe you out like the vermin you are.
We got vampires in the Bronx.
Nobody gonna care that Slim disappeared.
Why? Because he's a gangbanger?
Nah, homie. Because he's from the Bronx, like us.
There's a lot of things happening in this neighborhood right now. Keep your eyes open.
All right. Yo, that was mad vague, dog. What do you do for work?
Real estate.
Are you seriously out at night when you know there's a couple of vampires running around? We're gonna need some garlic and some wooden stakes, like right the hell now.
Going to the nest and take out every last one of them.
One night with you guys and I already have vampires and thugs trying to kill me.
So yes, excuse me, I had a froggy in my throat. I watched Vampires vs. the Bronx like 3 days ago, which is a lifetime now.
Looks so
Do you remember it at all?
No, I do. I mean, I don't really remember how it ended, but that's good. I don't want to spoil it because it was a cute ass movie and I liked it.
Yeah, I watched it with her, and I agree. If you're a fan of like the Lost Boys and Monster Squad,
it looked like it had very much that vibe.
Yeah, they nailed it.
Well, I like how it seems to channel the 80s without being blatant about it.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I feel like people just like set things in the 80s and call it a day.
Yeah, agreed.
Whereas this movie, it seems like it has a spirit of it without being set in the 80s.
It's got a thing I love, which is that pop. Bleh, I can do this. Amy, you've only had like 1.5 White Claws. Get it together. It has what we know about vampires via pop culture. Like nobody has to explain it to anybody. Everybody's like, let's watch Blade and we'll get it and we know what to do. Where, you know, in some movies they had never heard of a zombie before. What is this? And then we have to figure it out. These kids are like, I know exactly what this is. This is vampires. They're gentrifying our neighborhood and killing everybody, and we gotta fix it. We gotta take them on, and they do. It's adorable.
Remind me a lot of the Frog Brothers from Lost Boys.
Yeah,
that particular sequence of. There's a lot of. I'd say this is definitely like mostly a tribute to the Lost Boys above probably the other vampire genre stuff. Even though they reference Blade the most directly. Right. I think the tone and the characters are most like.
It looked very Monster Squad, Lost Boys-y.
Yeah,
for sure.
So they play this clip in the movie from Blade, and then the characters reference it. And I don't remember. It's been so long since I've seen Blade, even though I love those movies. But did he really call them suckheads?
Probably.
That is just silly.
I was not a big fan of the first Blade movie.
Suckheads.
Me neither.
I love the second one.
But it's you know, the very real and very sad and concerning issues of gentrification and mainly, you know, neighborhoods of color or, you know, poor neighborhoods, and layering on the vampire stuff was just, I think, really, it just made it less sad.
Oh yeah, like it's a funny
if it's
way.
Just vampires,
yeah.
we can fix that. But no, it's systemic racism. But
yeah, I get what you're saying for sure.
Yeah, I thought the kids were fucking great. I thought the movie's tone was right on. It's super fun. If you haven't seen it, it's on Netflix. I don't know what else to say because I truly do not remember how it ends. And
which is not an indictment on the ending of
No.
the movie, right?
Let me explain. I had maybe enjoyed some of The Devil's Lettuce, let's say.
Oh, yes.
And so we're watching this movie. And I, for the life of me, the whole time, I'm like, I have already seen this. But I know I have not.
Yeah.
But the whole time I had such powerful deja vu.
And then you gave it to me.
It was the weirdest thing.
That's how much it is like Lost Boys.
I know, because it's not really like.
I'm just kidding.
But it was the weirdest sensation I ever had in my entire life. And
really? You got gaslighted. You don't even know
I got
how.
gaslighted by my own self, by my own brain.
His part is small, but Chris Redd is really funny in it.
I love Chris Redd. Have you guys seen Popstar?
What's that?
The movie he
Lonely
was in,
Island, right?
The Lonely Island did that.
Oh, was it the
movie
Bieber?
Yeah.
That with yeah, I see
Andy
it.
Samberg
I
and
saw it.
everything.
Yeah, it was really good.
Chris Redd is in that, and I
don't remember that.
I
at
loved
all.
him from then, and then he was on SNL, and he's fantastic. I love him.
But he was in a Shudder movie called Scare Me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I know you said you didn't like that.
Nah.
But I've heard from other people it's fantastic, and I'm wondering. I just need to see it myself, I guess. And I haven't watched it because of how much you said you didn't like it.
Oh, am I that influential?
Hey,
Yeah.
LeVar Burton says
I'm
don't
an
take my
influencer.
word for it.
Yeah.
Like
Don't
LeVar
take
Burton
Andy's
says.
word for it.
Yeah. Well, there's just so many things to watch. You're like, okay, I'm sorting through all of these things. These all look good. Well, Andy said this sucked, so we move on to the next. So there you go.
Yep, that's it.
But if you want me to help you narrow your options, I think Vampires versus the Bronx is a very good option.
Can I ask, were the vampires scary, or were they more like comic-y vampires?
They were very much the Lost Boys vampires.
Nobody
So scary.
It's
I was scared.
Pretty
about the Lost
scary.
Boys,
I thought they were pretty. I mean, they're pretty vicious.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they do kill people.
Yeah.
So Zoe
As
Saldana's
vampires
in
I
it.
want to do. Wwho?
Zoe Saldana.
Oh,
And
yeah.
It's funny because she turns up and I looked at Amy and I said, man, that woman looks just like Zoe Saldana. She goes, that is
Weird.
Zoe Saldana.
I'm telling you, the devil's lettuce.
I don't know why I didn't expect to see her in this movie. I think it's because she does so much like A-list work that a made for Netflix movie. Unless I think they may have bought this. It feels like it was meant for the theaters.
I don't know. All I know is it's available to me now, and I'm grateful for coronavirus then.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, coronavirus.
That's good of you to say.
No, it's not good enough to make me thank coronavirus.
Well, it's funny that Freddy brought up that he thinks it's almost like slumming for being a Netflix movie. I feel like it's changing now. I think being in a Netflix movie is a lot more legit than is considered a couple years ago.
Well, I feel like when it started, it was a prestige thing. Even when the very first Netflix series and movies were coming out, that was like a big deal. They're like, we're only doing these quality things. We're the new HBO. And then they started releasing stuff that was like, nah. And I think maybe they're coming back from that era where it was not ready for the theater material. It was like straight to video stuff. Not in the way we remember it from kids, but like the new straight to video, which is really stuff where they didn't know how to end the movie, or they had too many characters or storytelling problems, and they're like, this won't put butts in seats, but it's good enough for Netflix. I think they're turning a corner away from that, but I think there has been a stretch of years where they started off super strong and then they've been super weak for a long time, in my opinion. Like, you know, you think back to the early days when you had like Orange is the New Black and House of Cards and all that. That was some A-level shit.
But did this Vampires versus the Bronx, did it seem like a theater movie?
It would I think have done well in normal space.
Yeah, it was definitely a popcorn movie.
Yeah. But I don't know that it would have ended up there. I really don't know. There's nobody in it that's like super
No, yeah,
Method
that plays
Man's
main
in
character,
it,
yeah.
But he's, in a small role. And Chris Red, very small role. But
you don't need stars to sell a horror movie.
That's true. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just letting you know.
So I think just the concept is enough where there'd be dads who remembered stuff like the Monster Squad taking
Are they
their
cum
kids.
dads?
Cum dads. Cum cheerleader dad. Cum catcher.
Cum dads, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, that's my review. Go fucking watch it.
What are you up to these days, Phil? Not much. I just sling cum merchandise for Concordia.
For the school.
The school, the Lutherans. Good people.
All right.
Anyways, you want this cum t-shirt?
Do you want this Jack in the Box?
Pretty sure
we're gonna pass it around the room.
I got some briefs with cum on them if you're interested.
I'd buy a towel.
Yeah.
That's always handy.
Do you have a cum towel?
Yeah. Cum socks.
Hey, Mom, are you enjoying this part of the show?
Hey, this is a university. It's okay.
It's funny. They don't sell condoms at all.
Yeah. They have a whole line of kitchenware now, though. You can get a spatula with cum on it.
Okay.
A spoon with cum on it.
We're going to go ahead and start cranking the Jack in the Box. Freddie, you're up first. My very good friend Kelley, you're next.
Oh, no.
All right, Kelley. Since
Boing.
you got the Jack in the Box to boing. This is not my fault.
Oh no.
This is our friend Paul's fault. This whole show.
Oh, that's funny because Paul picked the
is a Paul show.
Recommended the movie.
So on Thursday when we were at our Zoom hang with the patrons, Paul was telling us about this movie he watched on Amazon Prime, and we watched like a clip or a trailer or whatever, and I was like, oh yes, this is what we're gonna do. So Kelley, this is your movie. It's called Santa Jaws.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Sounds like Kelly's gonna hate this.
No, he's gonna love it. A young, aspiring comic book artist is gifted a mysterious pen that brings his drawing to life. Now his creation, Santa Jaws, begins to devour his family, and the remaining must battle for survival against this creature. Santa Jaws.
Sounds like a Krampus ripoff.
Yeah,
well, but with a shark.
It actually it looks like fun.
Well, sure, we'll see.
I mean, the only thing that makes it palatable to me is that it's about a kid who has a magic pencil.
Ooh.
So I feel like it comes by Santa Jaws in an honest way that some of these movies don't.
Come by.
So does the shark, does it have like a little Santa hat on its fin?
Yes.
It has it on top.
It delivers presents to all the good sharks.
It has lights on it too.
Baby shark.
That's on Amazon Prime. I just texted it to you, Kelley, so you can't say
Thank you.
we didn't warn you.
No, I appreciate that.
I feel like you don't, and that's fine.
No, I do. I appreciate you texting it to me.
Yeah, it was just funny.
Another friendly reminder that I'm only going for light and fluffy and easy and not depressing or sad or something that makes me think too much.
Come.
Santa Jaws.
All right, well, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. I'm just playing the Russian national anthem because you can't find a single trailer for V in English.
If you had to guess what that music was, the first thing you would say is that the Russian national anthem?
Yeah.
It's very Russian.
So this movie's Russian, in case you're wondering. So I can get rid of that.
Real quick, I just want to say, I know Paul brought this to your attention, and I don't want to take anything away from him, but I first heard about this from Ken Johnson.
Oh, really? Hey, Ken.
Yeah, it was. He's probably one of the most movie knowledgeable people I know.
Yeah, this
he
is
knows
true.
his shit.
Yeah, he does.
And it was last year's Horror Hound. He bought a copy of V on Blu-ray or something, and that's how I found out about this movie.
Cool.
So,
Andy, your hair is almost long enough for you to really do the and flip your hair.
To really flip it.
It is long enough.
No, Kelley's the only one here who's had a haircut. Is that correct?
I believe so.
Well, I mean, you've had it done at home. He's not gone out to Great Clips and.
But I don't ever go out to Great Clips. I always go home.
Nothing changed.
Right. But Andy's hair, it's starting to flip on the ends. This is not about V. I apologize.
Yeah, she called me Carol Brady the other day.
Mm-hmm. Look at him. Look at all that hair.
I love it.
Yeah,
I honestly,
I
I think this is the best your hair's ever been. I like it long.
I love Freddy's hair long. I love Andy's hair long. Kelley, I love your hair no matter what. I'm so glad your beard is back.
Of course.
The beard, yes, the beard is back.
Yeah.
On
V.
Kelley's face, it's a matter of fact.
All right. So Freddie and I watched this movie at 2:00 in the morning outside where it was 32 degrees. I might have fallen asleep.
I've seen this
Not
movie
the movie's
twice now.
fault.
So it felt like you were in Russia.
Yeah.
It was actually the perfect environment to watch this.
Very authentic.
Because I've seen this once on TV, and then when we watched it outside on the bigger screen in that environment, it's just the way to see it. It's a magical movie.
It is. It's a great movie.
Yeah. I feel like it's going to be something I want to revisit in the future, but you hear that? Is that like ASMR, me pouring water for Amy? But so you got this young priest who he is supposed to go. It almost starts off like a joke. Yeah. Where all these young priests are like, hey, go have fun,
the
you guys.
philosopher, the orator, the other one.
Are they on a Rumspringa or something?
It's kind of what it feels like. And you think it's the setup for that, the hot buttered corn joke.
Go get your boners touched.
Yeah.
If you don't know that joke, you can look it up. But
I do know the joke. I know the hot buttered corn joke.
Yeah, hot buttered corn is what you think you're getting, or a farmer's daughter joke, or something of that type, because these young priests need a place to stay for the night, and this old hag, I don't know how better to describe her.
I think that's
she
fine.
looks like Abe Vigoda. Anybody else notice that?
I didn't.
If you look at her, go back and look. She really looks like Abe Vigoda.
Kelley, that's Freddy's thing. Somebody looks like somebody, or I bet that person smells like X. You know, that's Freddy's thing.
She looked like a witch from a painting of a witch to me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Kind of like Goya, or that type of style of imagery for sure.
So how do you think she smelled?
Oh, terrible! I'm sure.
Mothballs,
but
beets or something.
Definitely beets.
Earthy.
It's very umami.
So they stay in her barn, or a barn, and our priest, who becomes kind of our main character in a way, he loses his boots in the middle of the night, and she comes to him and tries to seduce him, and he's like, "I'm not gonna do anything with your old ass. You look like Abe Vigoda."
I felt like the priest was sort of the Ryan Gosling of his day.
Bowl cut Ryan Gosling.
Bowl cut. Everybody had a bowl cut if you were a man in this movie.
Well, that's a monk, you know.
Yeah. So she, I don't know how she talks him into letting her climb up on his shoulders and taking him for a ride, or did she just jump on his shoulders?
I think she bewitches him.
He bewitched him or something.
Yeah, I've seen it twice and I still couldn't tell you exactly how that happened, but
I think she bewitches him.
It's a great moment in the movie where he leaves the ground and he's bicycling his legs, and they're flying through the clouds. It's like a whole new world from Aladdin.
Minus the carpet.
And because she's bare down there. Is that what you mean? V shaves.
Yeah, I think it dovetails with when he hears the story later about it's like the witch gets on, like somebody lets her on their back, and it's like this happened to him in a dream, but it was real. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, it was really eerie. It's the sort of thing you kind of expect to hear about witches when you're reading old-timey books.
Yeah.
It took me
a story. There's a story from Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, volume 2 or 3, but it's very similar where this witch turns this guy into a horse every night and rides him.
I remember that.
Yeah. And he turns the tables on her and puts a magical bridle on her. And spoiler alert, I mean, it's a 40-year-old book, but it turns out like he takes her to like the horseshoe person. What is that called?
A cobbler? No,
that's
cobbler,
for people.
I guess.
It's
there's a word.
Blacksmith?
For it.
Aren't they called
blacksmith?
Yeah, blacksmith or a shoer, a horseshoer.
A horseshoe, and he puts horseshoes on her, and she becomes a human again, and she has these horseshoes attached to her hands and feet. It's a pretty good story.
Yeah, it also sounds really painful.
It's very folky.
Yeah, it is folky. Those are all considered folk tales.
Yeah.
Scary stories. But he starts beating her with a stick.
A farrier.
What?
A farrier.
What is a farrier?
They put on shoes on horses.
Oh, he didn't beat her with a farrier.
I knew there was a word for it, but I didn't know the
farrier.
word.
Because I was saying he beat the witch with a stick, and you said, farrier.
Sorry, I was not listening to you.
He beat her with a farrier. He beat the lady, and she turns into a young woman. It's like, please don't hurt me. And he flips his shit. And she ends up, the young woman ends up dying in another town, and he's assigned to supervise her wake.
Because she asked for him by name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's getting her punishment out on this young priest by bouts of psychological
Who's she? You mean
torture. V.
Yeah.
And then really crazy sequences with real demons and stuff. Like some of the coolest visually, like this is almost like on the level of like Del Toro, Pan's Labyrinth level stuff, but it's 1967.
I said, I don't remember who it was I was talking to on Facebook about this, but it said it reminded me of sort of like Darby O'Gill and the Little People a little bit. The way it was shot and stuff like that.
That's what we should do next week.
Whatever listener, whoever you are that was talking to me about this, you're right on the tip of my tongue.
They're on the tip of your tongue?
They're on the tip of my tongue, whoever it were.
Weird.
But credit to you for that conversation.
Yeah, so where were we? I don't remember a lot about this.
So she dies, and he has to give her this ceremony, right? Like watch over her body.
He has to pray for her 3 nights in a row.
Yeah.
And he knows that she was a witch who did something weird to him. And so he's got to sit with her body, and everybody's like, it feels like the whole town knew she was a witch too, but like because she was the master's daughter, they just sort of let it slide. So everybody, it seems like, is expecting something to go on. Also, it seems like they thought maybe this priest was banging this lady because she asked for him by name. These are all things that I picked out while watching.
While watching the movie, you say?
Yes.
So he's watching over her one night, and she wakes up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then she floats around the room, and she starts voguing. And like she tries to attack him, right? But he has this ring of salt around him to protect him.
It's chalk.
Yeah. It's a magical circle. It's very kind of old timey vampire adjacent too. Is great. I love it.
There's so many great visual moments in this, and I think that's one of the things that makes it difficult to actually talk about, because it's almost like you have to see it.
Yeah.
You have to see those bowl cuts for
Yeah,
yourself.
you have to see the bowl cuts.
A whole room of men with bowl cuts.
But there's that great moment when the arms just kind of seem to come out of the wall.
Oh, yeah.
And, just besides that, just everything throughout, especially the third act when they're in is that a tomb? I'm not sure what they're in.
That's
or
like
a barn.
her crypt.
But
is that what you're talking about?
It's the
crypt
chapel.
where she is.
Oh, that was the chapel. But
Yeah.
where the creatures start turning up.
Yeah.
Oh God, I love this scene so much.
Yeah, it was awesome.
It was like beautiful, but it's also scary too, because the way they were moving, it seemed so inhuman, even though it was obviously humans and goblin makeup.
It looked super modern too.
It did.
Yeah, they were crawling out of like darkness, and it was just so visually stunning that I was like, wow. Like,
plus,
I was also like really scared by it too.
There's kind of like Nosferatu style moments with the shadow play in that.
Oh yeah,
in that part of the film too. That I'm sure were references deliberately, but they're really effective. If you want to see this, it's on Shudder.
Mm-hmm.
I highly recommend
VIY.
Yeah,
VIY.
VIY.
It's just so solid and weird.
It is really weird.
It gave me it's nothing like it exactly, but it gave me kind of a Wicker Man feel to it, which is, I think, obviously another folk horror movie, kind of, sort of. It kind of gave me I feel like Midsommar might have been influenced by some things in this. There's some, again, not really the same story, but there's some visual cues and stuff that seemed kind of similar to me.
Yeah, it feels like it's not a movie even at moments. Like it feels like a storybook come to life or just something that really happened. As crazy as that sounds, like watching it feels so damn. I think part of it is it's such a foreign concept, almost every piece of it, that you don't see any of the like gaps in the storytelling or I don't have a base of comparison for thinking about this type of storytelling because it's so strange. But then again, it's so familiar in its
the
style.
story's universal because it's a witch,
right?
That just fucks with a man for no reason other than that she wants to. And that's one of the things that scares me most about witches. They just do these things not because for any reason, just the fact that they want to and just want to mess with people.
Do you think he would have been okay had he gave her what she wanted when they first met?
No,
I think so. I think it was just on her part. It was just she wants to get back at him
because he really should
lost his soul. Like
he would have.
He should not have beaten her, right? Like he kind of
rode him around.
Yeah, but it feels almost like he had it coming.
Freddy.
So you would just let an old woman ride you?
Probably the traditional right thing to do would have been to like leave something for her to take the place of your lusty givings, somehow appease the spirit or the witch without giving up your thing, or to trick her.
Something like I feel like he was nasty to her, and she gave him a place to sleep.
She took him and rode him around the countryside.
She took him. You could say the same thing of Superman and Lois Lane. He showed her how beautiful the New York or Metropolis from the sky was.
That's consent. That's consent.
Right. Like this dude was just like sleeping.
Yeah.
And then this old woman tried to get in his pants and he's like, nah. And then she bespelled him, and he was.
Well, that's the only reason it's a problem is because she's a witch to me.
She
if you beat a witch,
him.
you're asking for it.
Yeah, you shouldn't beat a witch. You shouldn't physically beat anybody.
But if somebody,
but especially an old woman,
put a spell on you and rode you around, I would be very upset.
This is
sure, but then I wouldn't beat someone. Who
I'd run away, but I'm not an old Russian monk.
There's no legal precedent for this.
I'm not morally opposed to someone beating the witch that forced them to ride around, to carry them around on their back through the night skies without their consent. I'm not morally opposed to it. I just think that practically it's not advisable.
You're asking for trouble is what I'm saying.
Yeah, you're just protecting yourself because you know what the consequences are of beating her. You just let her ride you out.
Okay, I agree to disagree.
I mean, I'm agree with you, Amy, but I can see where they're coming from.
I'd love to get
philosophically. I agree with you.
Okay.
I want to get my hands on the remake of this that they did I think 5 or 6 years ago. They did a 3D big budget remake.
Of this movie? Are you talking about Fallen Empire? Because there's another movie that comes up. If you search VIY in IMDb, there's this movie from 2014 that comes up. This is why I texted you guys about
Forbidden Empire?
Yeah, and it's about a British cartographer. And it looks.
Let me see if it was in
Transylvania.
I mean, according to the Wikipedia, there is a Serbian version called A Holy Place that was released to festivals in 2010, but it was made in 1990.
I'll find out. It's 3. You got to search V3D probably to.
You do.
And I do.
Yeah, now. This was based on an actual story, like a
folktale.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, it was a written story by somebody called Nikolai Gogol.
It's still called
short story writer and novelist.
V, I believe.
Do you just believe it, or do you know?
I do. Well, I think it's the same movie though. I think Forbidden Empire is the remake of V, where they added the cartographer character and all that.
But then it takes place in Transylvania. It says.
They may have moved it there.
Hey, listeners, are you enjoying this question and Google session?
Yeah, as we try to figure shit out.
I don't know shit about shit. I do know that one of the writers of this film, Alexander Tushko, is referred to as the Soviet Walt Disney.
Yeah.
Due to his prominent early role in animation in the Soviet Union.
Well, it has a Disney-esque feel to it, a Disney 60 movie kind of feel to it, which, again, was sort of what that person on Facebook brought up, to which I agreed.
To which?
And now I'm bringing out their point. I don't want them to feel like I stole their point. Whoever it was a gentleman, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Watch it. I'm probably wrong about that. But it was a listener.
Okay.
And we did have this conversation on Facebook yesterday. Possibly the day before.
Time means nothing. Days mean nothing. It was sometime in the before time.
That other V movie really confused the shit out of me because it doesn't sound much of anything like this movie.
I think they try to spice it up.
Yeah.
Spice up your life, as the Spice Girls
as they want to say.
Do we have any other V thoughts?
I like it.
It was good.
It was good. It was good.
I swear I watched
a Halloween movie.
It actually is. It's spooky. It has good atmosphere. I thought the general ambiance is bang on for this.
The
time
acting
of
was
year.
really good.
Yeah.
I'm General Ambiance. I'm here to teach you how to clean and oil your weapons. I don't know why I have this low-level sort of job as a general. I'm sure I pissed somebody off.
It was a witch. You pissed her off.
It was a witch.
Yeah.
She tried to ride you, but you were like, nope.
So, listener, know that we're doing folk horror, but we're not going to dig in on the history because that's not what we do here.
We're going to have that.
No, it depends on what we watch, I guess.
True. If you feel compelled to really get down a Wikipedia poll. Wikipedia poll.
We're doing it pole to pole.
Pole to pole, hole to hole.
Pole to hole.
Pole to hole.
That's how I like to sing that song.
I'm sure you do.
Pole to hole. It's a short trip. The pole to the hole.
Yeah. Doing it pole to hole.
Do you guys, this is apropos of absolutely nothing.
Everybody take off your pants.
I saw Caddyshack this week.
First time.
Oh, shit, yeah, you did.
I did.
Are you all right? Do I need to worry about you?
I'm all right.
Congratulations, Amy. You're now, you got your white person card now.
Thank you. That's all I ever wanted.
That I still laugh my ass off
If there's
at this.
anything I know, yeah.
I was just gonna say the Baby Ruth scene still gets me.
Okay, is that where there's like a turd floating in the pool or something?
But it's a Baby Ruth.
But they do it like Jaws, and they really recreate the look of the Panic on the Beach scene pretty well. It's funny. It's a funny fucking movie, man. It's still funny.
Yeah, Caddyshack is funny.
I'll watch it eventually.
It's funny.
If I feel up to it, if I feel white, I'm gonna watch it.
I just think it's so interesting how originally, had it turned out the way it was written and conceived, it would have been more like Dirty Dancing and focused on those two young characters who are having the pregnancy scare. And then like Chevy Chase and Bill Murray and Ted Knight and Rodney Dangerfield, all their performances are so strong that they kept giving more of the film over to them until it really became about the side characters.
Billy Baroo
and the jokes. The hat and soup joke is still like another one that I love, where Rodney Dangerfield sees Ted Knight. He picks the cap up in the pro shop and he's like, "This is a horrible hat. You get a free bowl of soup with this." And he looked at Ted Knight and says, "Looks good on you though." I don't think.
That's a Rodney Dangerfield tour de force.
Yeah.
Do you know that
this? Oh, no. I was asking. Is this the movie with the gopher?
Yeah.
Okay.
The not star of it, but was supposed to be the star of it, the young kid.
Yeah.
That is Fred from Roseanne.
I never put that together, Amy.
It's Fred from Roseanne.
It
was Jackie's baby daddy.
Was Fred the one that beat Aunt Jackie?
No,
that was
Fisher.
Fisher.
Sorry, I getting got her.
You're thinking of 21 Jump Street.
Well, Booker is George Clooney, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She did not do George Clooney because she complains about it on the Connors this season. How she should have, because he looked just like George Clooney.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, Darlene and Becky, they work at
Wellman now.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's come full circle.
It really has. Like, and you know, that wasn't, I do, the one thing I do love is the entertainers who have chosen to like embrace what's happening and move their storytelling into this world we're living in, instead of just trying to still have Darlene running the magazine with her boyfriend and have all that same stuff happening. That's one of the great things about that family, that show. That's what the like original series was kind of like. They were like living through the present day, the recession and stuff like that. So it's very prescient. Really is.
So, listeners, if you came here for a very in-depth discussion of Russian folklore and the witch myths,
they ended up talking about Roseanne. I can hear it now.
We talked about Roseanne.
I can hear you.
Well, she's like a witch too, so
good point.
True that.
Did you notice?
Really, we must talk about. I said mostly we talked about the Connors, not even Roseanne.
Right.
That's true. They had that in that latest episode when Becky goes to apply for the job at Wellman. She's wearing Roseanne's bowling shirt.
Oh, yeah.
And it has her name on it. And I was wondering, like, is there ever going to be a place for Roseanne at the table ever again, or is she permanently gone, canceled?
They killed her on the show.
Yeah,
no, I mean, yeah, they also killed Dan. That didn't stop them from bringing him back.
But that was a dream.
I know that was a dream, and it was terrible. And that was the worst season of the show by a mile.
You guys.
But it makes you wonder, like, will they ever like do something again with her? Or is she just persona non grata forever?
I think for those people, she is.
Yeah. Which, I mean, I get it. I understand why. And it's just...
well, she went hard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She leaned into it.
She really did. Everything she did, ultimately, she did to herself.
Yeah. Like, maybe not. I mean, you know, a lot of people can be redeemed or redeemable, but she didn't seem like she wanted that. She leaned into it like, well, fuck everybody then. So when you kind of fuck everybody, then
they fuck you back.
Yeah.
They hop on your shoulders and ride you around the countryside.
Yeah. We should
against your will.
With Roseanne as the witch.
Yeah.
Like, how far did she take that poor little priest guy? Was he going to be able to find his way home?
No.
These are the things I
He
think.
didn't have any shoes.
He had no shoes. And you guys are like, he shouldn't have hit her. Well,
I didn't say that.
I feel like
I did.
said
Violence
you don't hit
is
a witch.
never the answer.
Don't hit a witch because what is then she does? He died.
I know.
Spoiler alert.
That's okay. It was from 1967.
Had he not hit her, he might not have died. So it's sort of
Died?
Yeah,
He died, Amy. He died.
Does anybody like the haircut?
No.
The monk haircut? Does anybody see that and go, yes?
Somebody.
I don't think. Can anybody pull that off?
I don't know if anyone can. I would love to see like someone try to create a trend of bringing that back.
Yeah.
No.
A celebrity. It would have to
Ryan
be someone. Did Ryan Gosling get a bowl cut?
No, he's
No,
saying
he should.
He could.
Oh,
That guy
yeah.
looked like Ryan Gosling to me.
Yeah.
So he get a bowl cut.
I think Miley Cyrus should do it.
Yeah, Miley Cyrus.
She's
absolutely.
close.
I think she and Justin Bieber should both do it because I can't tell them apart anyway.
And they were like, who wore it better?
Yeah.
I
Who
feel
wore
like
this bowl
during-
better?
I feel like this conversation is from 2012,
Yeah.
2013.
That's when things were better.
I'm a fan of both Miley Cyrus and Justin Bieber, yet I probably couldn't tell them apart if they were standing in front of me, other than the secondary sexual characteristics
Yes.
that I learned about in health
Sexondary.
class.
Welcome to Sex and Dairy.
Yeah. Sex and
They've got
dairy.
the best cream.
So much milk. So much penis.
I don't know if that compares as an insult to Justin or Miley.
Oh, no. They're both attractive people. They just look like each other to me. Do you not see that resemblance?
They look nothing alike.
You know what it is? It's a brain defect that I have, I think.
No, it is. It's dad brain. Then you are not the father of a human child, and
No.
somehow you hit 42, and it's just you are dad brain. I don't know, all these young pop stars. They all look the same to me.
It could be the carbon monoxide.
Well,
So in Freddy's mind, everybody looks like Justin Bieber, Miley Cyrus, or Ava Goda.
yes.
Well, it's funny, yeah.
Just tonight.
Those are
Well,
your
they
only
both look
references.
like Ava Goda, too.
Who else looked like Abe Vigoda?
Those two.
Oh, Miley Cyrus.
And Bobby Bonilla or whoever
That
it
would
was
be
you
a
said.
weird turn in their future, wouldn't it? If both of them
Bonilla.
started looking like Abe Vigoda. You know you cannot stream Barney Miller without paying for it.
Oh my God, the dad is strong right now.
I didn't know that. But there's a lot of things where I'm like, why can't I stream this? I feel like I've been looking for the Drew Carey show.
Yeah.
I have
You can't stream
recheck
that?
Suburgatory. I don't know. I have to look again, but you couldn't.
Yeah.
You couldn't.
Saddam Hussein's execution. Friends. It's on HBO.
Oh my God, so much.
Are you itching to watch that execution again or something?
No, I never watched it. I have no interest in that. I don't like seeing people die. But
Yeah, why the fuck can't I stream the Drew Carey show?
Right?
Like, you have to buy it. Like,
I
come
may be
on.
buying
I've got
it, though.
85 streaming services here. Somebody, anybody.
Licensing.
He's coming out with his own channel.
I believe that was an ABC show. And what do they have a channel that
They're on
affiliate with
Hulu.
Disney?
They're very, well, Disney Plus, of course, but Hulu is very riddled with ABC shit.
riddled with ABC.
There's no cure for it either.
And they still don't do surround sound on Hulu. It's
Oh
a big
my
pet
God.
peeve. It's only stereo. How long have they been around? They're one of the top streaming digital platforms. They're the only ones that don't have surround sound. You know, I'm going to leave it there. I just want to say we want to thank our patrons here at the end, unless anyone has something else to add.
No.
If we can raise enough money, we can buy both the complete series of Barney Miller and Drew Carey show.
Don't you want us to have those things?
This is a really bad fundraiser.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So Ernie Perez, thank you for your support.
Thank you.
If an old lady tries to climb onto your shoulders, don't let her. Moral of the story.
Mm-hmm.
Don't beat her.
Unless you want
that. Makes it worse. Alise, is she back there anywhere, Kelley?
She's somewhere back here. She's back there in the lounge, I believe. I'm
Tell
going
her-
to be seeing her real
waving.
soon.
Tell her thank you for us.
They're waving and thank you. She says hi.
Hi.
Amanda Geletko.
Hi, Amanda.
I'm going to do everything in a goofy voice now. Cassie and Jeremy Burmeister.
Oh.
It's Dr. Phil.
It's almost Dr. Phil.
No, I'm just
the character, almost Dr. Phil.
I'm almost
He's just a character.
I'm intern Phil.
Intern Phil.
Mark Watts. Blake Heath. Tree and Alex McNulty.
Oh my goodness.
Bill Farner. Iona Goodwin.
Iona great one.
Jeffel.
I love Jeffel.
Branan and Emily Whitehead and Intravia, respectively, of Yonkers.
The loveliest people.
Really. Adam Ingram.
Hello.
Bill Chandler. Always Bill. Monica. Martinson.
I'm almost done with all of the alcohol you sent me.
Does it feel like Pomp and Circumstance should be playing right now? Blayne. Turner. Brian. Kevin Korpi.
Woo! That's my baby.
Can you please, if you don't hold your applause until after all names are read, your graduate will not receive their diploma.
We're going to Olive Garden after this, guys. Woo!
When you're there, your family.
And the lover of ground turkey. Alyssa
She's allowed.
Bain. She's allowed. I'm not going to give you any shit about it, but that's disgusting.
Freddie, get over yourself.
It's not even meat.
Oh my God.
Hi, Alyssa.
It is absolutely meat. It comes from a living being.
Yeah, but are
It's
they
meat.
living? You ever look in a turkey's eyes and say that?
Turkeys are gross. Have you ever seen like a live turkey just up close and personal?
They got lifeless eyes like a doll's eyes.
They're fucking just gross. They smell.
But you love turkey. Amy likes ground turkey. She's with you, Alyssa. She will eat ground turkey
Right.
until
Like
the
it's
cows
nobody's
come
business.
home and say, thank you for that.
A nice turkey sandwich and mustard and mayo. Are you fucking kidding me?
I'm talking about ground
She's
turkey.
a guzzler of ground turkey.
I'll
She's-
guzzle it.
The thing about
No,
ground
I don't,
turkey,
No, I don't want to talk about ground turkey anymore.
it's like Play-Doh
No.
with extra water in it.
No.
And it tastes bad.
Oh, Freddie.
What
I
are the
remember
foods?
You gave me a frozen pound of ground turkey because
I couldn't
you were so
eat it.
disgusted by it.
I just couldn't take it. And I was like, is something wrong with this? And Amy's like, no. And I asked other people, I said, is there something wrong with this turkey? Is this how it's supposed to be? And they're like, yes, that's it.
I will have you know I made some delicious stuffed tomatoes
That would probably be
with-
amazing.
with that ground turkey.
Yeah.
I've eaten my fair share of it. I'm not a fan. I don't know what it tastes like. Doesn't taste like a hamburger.
There's,
Well, no, 'cause it's
I'll
ground
eat
turkey.
almost anything. The only things that in my life where
Everything
I'm like, never
can't
again.
taste like beef.
Ground
Well, but that's-
turkey is a big no-no for me.
Okay, this is good information.
And the other one is tofu. I can't make it work.
I like tofu.
Oh yeah, tofu's a fried.
I don't.
like
I
it
mean,
fried.
like I'm sure someone else could cook it and I'd like it, and someone could probably make me something with ground turkey and I like it. Those are
Oh,
two.
now
foods
it's all of our
I
responsibilities.
can't make them work. I can't make either one of those things where I will
Make
enjoy
it
eating
work.
them. Exactly.
Now you know how I feel about mushrooms, and maybe you will get off my goddamn back.
I'm pulling a V.
Our marriage might not
I'm gonna fly you over the
last.
countryside.
because of this. I'll beat the shit out of you with a ground turkey, frozen pound of ground turkey.
If you keep this up, I'm gonna
Get
draw
a sock.
a chalk
Yeah.
circle around you.
You
You'll
better,
be sorry.
because I am a woman, and you know all women are witches secretly inside of themselves because of
And you
our
carry
connection with the
ground
moon and shit. Huh?
I said, and you carry ground turkey
If I have to beat a bitch,
wherever you go.
I
gotta
love
have
soy
something.
sauce.
Okay.
It's just got a good taste. I just had some just
like-
by itself earlier.
I like lamp too.
Yeah.
That just came out of nowhere. I like soy sauce.
Like, why does he do that?
What don't you like? Does everybody like soy sauce? Can we agree
love
on that?
soy sauce.
Soy sauce is
Sure.
delicious.
Sure, yeah.
But do we talk about it all the time?
Let me tell you about why.
Oh, no,
the thing
we're
about
done here.
soybeans, like terrible meat substitute, but I love like that soybean. What is the paste that I use to make the cookies with?
Miso.
Miso. I like miso. I like it in cookies.
Yeah.
I want sushi though. Because I want wasabi and like soy sauce together.
I think Freddy's hungry.
I'm getting hungry. Yeah.
Well, I gotta go eat my dinner.
Yeah, us too. So let's get the fuck out of here.
All right. Are you having tender lumplings?
I don't know what I'm having. I'm a tender lumpling.
You are, Kelley. I was just saying that about you.
You're a tender lumpling.
I was describing you to somebody.
It's something you say.
He's a basic tender
my
lumpling.
friend Kelley. Okay, bye everybody. Thank you.
Frankenstein was wondering if he should go to bed when his old buddy Leatherface put on